Welcome to the pilot episode of It's in My DNA. This is yours truly, Serious Lack, your host. This is co-presented and co-produced by Bracket Site by OTM. On the menu, okay. Yung unang guest natin ay he's probably one of my... Okay, I don't know what it is with being the person that I am, but I feel like younger people are drawn to me in a certain way that I feel like I give this energy na parang kuya. And itong taong to, isa siya sa mga tao na yun. In particular, parang ko na rin talaga siyang kapatid. Except, ang sakit lang talaga sa ulo. He's your Clubhouse regular DJ and OTM's co-founder. And he's one of the rising DJs in the pop-up Katipunan. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for MC Aki, or better known as Cord De Castro.
Was good, yo. Just to correct him, regular MC sa Clubhouse. Di pa ako nagsispin doon. Pero ayun, nagdi-DJ na rin ako. So, yun lang.
So, Shaz.
Shoutouts naman, Shaz. Shaz from the Palace. Palace Marketing. Was good.
Shout out agad. Pero kamusta namin? So, this is something, yung mga itatanong ko today, these are questions I've never asked him. So, kamusta ka?
Well, for now, I'm good. Steady naman sa buhay. Well, it's been a difficult couple of months. Siyempre, since last year, for those who know me, I've been through a lot since last year. Pero like, I found my people. I'm in a good place. I have a stable job. Family is good. Feeding myself. Okay naman lahat. Like,
Nag-adjust ka na ba? Kasi he just moved into his own place.
yeah, I moved into my own place like, let's say, half a year ago, December last year. Oh, siguro I feel like nakapag-adjust na ako and getting my own place.
Hindi ka pa nagpapa-housewarming?
Okay, never na natuloy yung housewarming namin. Pero, kasi I feel like hindi pa ready yung place ko up until now.
Hindi yun.
Hindi, feel ko lang kasi talaga.
Hindi dahil yun may tao lagi sa apartment mo.
Hindi naman. Parang madalas ako mag-isa. Pero kasi...
Hindi ka madalas mag-isa dun.
Hindi totoo yun, guys. Hindi totoo yun. Pero kasi ganito my own place. I have a condo around Taft.
Alam nilang lahat yun, no?
Alam nila
All
yan.
20 of them behind the camera.
That's fucked up, bro. Anyway, ayun na, I have my own place. Pero kasi studio lang siya.
Kaya ka laging may kasama kasi you have your own place.
Hindi. Kaya hindi ako nagpapa-housewarming kasi nga...
Kasi nga laging may tao doon.
Hindi nga. Anyway, sige. Yun na yun. Sabihin na natin tama siya. Pero the real reason is, pag yung place mo is parang studio lang or what. Para kasing ako yung tipo ng tao na hindi ako komportable na yun yung safe space ko eh. Tapos hindi kung sino-sino lang yung papapuntahin ko.
So, yung taong nandun,
ewan ko, wala namang tao doon ngayon.
ay safe space mo ba?
Wala. Walang tao doon ngayon. Wala. Next question.
Alam ba naiintindihan ba ng family mo ano yung trabaho mo?
Well,
Aside from your day job.
okay. So, my family, well, mahirap para sa kanila tanggapin nung first. Hindi naman tanggapin in a bad way, pero like, alam mo yun, parang hindi naman siya as minamock nila ako or what. Parang, ano bang ginagawa mo? Ba't lagi ka nasa labas? Kasi I started this nightlife shit as a promoter. Well, I'd say most of us naman sa mga kabatch ko. Yan, sila Hugo. Lahat kami nag-start.
Shout out to Hugo.
Yeah, MC
Scarface.
Hugo. Scarface.
Regular MC from the Fun Roof.
Yup, siya yung isa sa mga personal influences ko kung ba't tinuloy ko yung pag-MC. And isa din sa mga closest friends ko here at OTM. So, nung nag-start ako as nightlife last year, January 2023, promoter lang talaga ako. And then, sinasabi ko naman sa mom ko na may kinikita ako dito. Yan nga, normal stuff. Alam naman ako...
Mga ilang taong ka niyan?
Well, right now, I'm turning 25 next month sa September. Ngayon, I'm 24. Last year, 23. 23, 22.
By the way, we'd like to invite you.
Yeah, we'd like to invite you. September 12, Kampai. If you know, you know. You're free to come. Tapos, yun nga. Yeah, Just come through.
September 12, I'm DJing sa Kampay for the first time. He's celebrating his birthday. So in a way, come
Yup.
through. Para magsabay-sabay kayong lahat doon, kayong mga bumibisita ng condo niya.
Anyway, ayun na nga. Going back to the story, I started as a promoter and then somehow, okay naman, ano naman ng mom ko na kumikita ako. Kasi,
Hindi ka na promoter.
I'm not a promoter anymore kasi, alam mo yun, it's a different kind of job, like inviting people to parties. Medyo,
Well, nag-host tayo recently. I
Mhm.
guess technically that night we were all promoters.
Yes.
Pero di na no? Hindi na.
Pero kasi, alam mo yun, for me, when I'm in an event, regardless if I DJ, I MC, or andun lang ako, or like part ako ng production, technically, part naman kasi siya ng pagiging trabaho ng lahat eh. Lahat kayo
Nag-i-invite ka rin
promoter, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah, yun. So, feel ko, hindi naman ako nag-stop being a promoter, pero nag-transition lang ako sa pagiging talent, which is mas stable kasi yun. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na stable siya enough para palitan yung day job ko, pero mas consistent yung income doon kesa sa pag-host. Kasi hit or miss yun. Di ba?
What's it like balancing? Kasi napapansin ko, hindi mo pa ganun ka gamay.
What do you mean
Kasi
na?
minsan pull up ka pa sa club may dalang laptop.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, yung day job ko ay night job din. Yeah. So technically.
Night shift kasi.
Yeah, night shift. Yeah, my boss is from the US.
Shout out to
Whoever it is, yeah, bawal akong magsalita kung sino yung boss ko. Pero yun nga, yung night job ko. Well, alam niya naman na may other job pa ako. Tapos pinapayagan niya naman ako. Pero it's been hard lately, especially kasi nga, third quarter of the year, maraming nangyayari. We are closing deals.
Corporate to eh.
Yeah. At the same time, dumadami rin yung gigs pagpasok ng bare months. So, kailangan ko siyang i-shuffle. So, sometimes, before I go to gigs, nag-work pa ako, then on the dot, aalis ako, magigig ako. As soon as I clock out, hindi naman clock out, as soon as matapos yung gig ko, uwi agad ako, babalik ako sa job ko, tatapusin ko. Tapos, the next day, ganun ulit. So, medyo mabigat siya for me, physically taxing, mentally taxing. Pero, wala man eh. Gusto ko yung ginagawa ko eh. Like, there's this one post na I can't complain na I have a lot on my plate.
I can't complain, yeah. If I can't complain, I can't complain about having a lot on my plate if my goal was to eat.
Exactly. Yun. Kaya kahit gano'n siya kahirap, siguro what drives me is, yun nga, gusto ko yung ginagawa ko. Ba't ako titigil? Yun lang.
MCing is not necessarily something na pag ang bata tinanong mo, anong gusto mo maging trabaho? Engineer, lawyer. Fine, sige, maybe DJ. Pero MCing, man.
Ayun nga eh. Like what Hugo said in the past. Parang, hindi mo naman, ikaw na mismo nagsabi, hindi mo naman papangarapin maging MC. Parang nag-fall lang talaga ako dito. Kasi nga, I started as a promoter. I like partying. I like music. I like being around a lot of people. Alam mo yun, yung clout. Bata pa ako nun eh, yung clout nung nag-start ako.
Ilan taon ka?
22, 23, yan. Kaka-graduate ko lang nun and hindi ako nag-take ng board
At walang
exam.
kinalaman walang kinalaman yung ginagawa mo ngayon.
Yeah, walang kinalaman.
Sa degree
Yeah.
mo.
Fun fact, I graduated accountancy, UST. 'Di ba? Napakalayo ng trabaho ko ngayon sa ginagawa ko. Yun nga, as a promoter, then I started holding the mic beside the DJ sa mga events. So parang sabi ko, gusto ko tong pakiramdam na to. I wanna keep doing this stuff, this shit, na nakahype yung tao. Nakita ko they're having fun. So parang, eventually, nung simula, hindi ko siya ginagawa paid. I wasn't even doing it. Hindi ko nga alam kung anong ginagawa ko. Nagsasalita lang ako sa mic ng random words. Tapos, sinasabayan ko lang yung kanta. Pero nakikita ko na hype yung tao. So parang, okay, sige, I'd like to keep doing this.
And konti lang ang MC.
Yeah, sobrang nipis. Well,
Parang for every 10 DJs.
exactly.
Isa lang ang MC.
Ang isa sa mga...
Sobrang liit ng mundo ng MC.
Yeah, isa sa mga closest friends ko rin. And I consider him as an older brother then and mentor. Si Noisy Boy. Shoutouts Noisy Boy from Planet. Yeah. Siya mismo nagsabi sa akin na, bro, napakanipis ng MC scene. Kaya, yun nga. out of 10 DJs, parang ang ratio is 10:1 sa isang MC. Onti lang talaga kami. Tapos yun nga, when I started doing that, 2023 way back, April, March, nagkaroon kasi ako ng gap. Like, nagkaroon din ako ng gap sa career ko. So, nag-stop ako mag-nightlife around July last year. June, July, August. And then I came back September. Tapos doon tayo nagkakilala.
Casablanca.
Yes, sir. Well, technically October yon, pero when I came back into the nightlife, I met a few people. I remember, ito yung pinaka-turning point ng MC career ko. There was this one night sa Guilt. Party yun ng old collective ko. Shoutout sa Mob Manila. Yan, dati kong group.
Sila Miguel?
There was the Mob and then there was Mob Manila. Basta maliit na group lang kami. Ako yung founder noon, isa ako sa mga founders. I was doing basically everything from handling the events, booking the DJs, basta everything, doing the graphics.
Sino lineup nila?
Hindi masyadong kilala yung mga kinukuha namin DJs.
Hindi sila Carlos?
Yeah, may sarili kaming bubble.
Hindi sila Carlos?
No.
Shout out to Carlos Manla.
Carlos Manla, yo. What's up, big dog? Anyway, yun nga. May sarili kaming bubble. Yung mga tao doon ngayon, ibang-iba na sa mga taong kilala ko ngayon. Kasi yung mga taong kilala ko ngayon, nightlife people talaga, like randomly makikita mo sila.
So yung group niyo yun, parang hindi kayo nightlife people per se. Just a group of people na barkada kayo.
Yes, college kids din yung
Yes.
focus ng market na yun. Like, different colleges and yung mga friends namin na, kasi ako yung pinakamatanda sa hosting group na yun eh. Basically, graduate na ako nung binuo ko yun. Tapos lahat sila, bata pa, nag-aaral sila. So sila yung may pool. Ako lang yung may sistema kung paano namin gagawin to. Paano kakausapin yung bar, paano yung gagawin yung pub mats, yung videos, yung promotion. Yun. So parang, yeah, after that, nagkaroon kami ng season na wala kami ginagawa. And then, I came back and I was no longer part of it. And that's for another story. And then,
Hindi ka ba handa na i-break yung silence na yun?
well, man, kasi a lot of shit happened. Personal. Sobrang personal na siya sa akin na, alam mo yun?
I don't know what it is with you, pero ang daming nangyayari sa'yo masyado.
Yeah. Sobrang crazy nung nangyari na yun. Like, it's a life-changing event. Pero just to lighten up the mood, ayun na nga. Parang siguro it's a way din. Kasi my prayers to the universe that time, sabi ko, tanggalin mo ako sa lugar na hindi para sa akin. Dalhin mo ako sa kung para saan ako. Tapos, eventually, I started losing people and I found my people.
I think medyo sabay yan. Medyo sabay yan sa nangyari sa akin. I think similar. For everyone in the room.
Yes.
The other guys behind the camera, I think yun yung story naming lahat. Kaya nangyari on the menu.
Exactly.
We all came from a certain dark place. Except si Hugo. Except si Mike.
Well, si Mike, nagkaroon din siya ng gap sa career niya eh. For some reason. For some personal reasons. Pero yun nga.
Shout out to Hugo.
Yeah. Sabi ko naman, lahat tayo may reasons kung ba't tayo nagsistop. Anyway, going back to the story, there was this one night, hosting ng old group ko. So I just pulled up. Gusto ko lang pakita sa kanila na, yo, I'm still alive.
Okay, naalala ko.
Yo, I'm still alive. I'm fucking back. Wala akong kasama. Ako lang. Like, lumapag ako doon knowing a lot of shit happened. And wala naman akong bad blood or anything. No beef. And then I just held the mic. This was the night na big shoutouts to Bon. DJ Bon.
Bonnier.
Yeah.
Bonnier.
Ito yung night na na-meet ko siya. It was his set. Hinawakan ko yung mic. This was at Guilt. Way back October. I wasn't even paid that night. Hinawakan ko yung mic. And then Timmy was there. Sabi ni Timmy Sky, don't give the mic to anyone else. Ikaw, okay na yan. Gawin mo yung kailangan mong gawin. And then yan. I just MC'd for that night. I wasn't even sure if I'm doing it right. Tapos yun na nga. And then, yung isa ko pang friend, si Hugo nga, Scarface. After that,
Nandun siya nun.
yeah, nandun siya nun. Pero like, he left the venue for some reasons then. Iniwan niya ako doon.
Lagi naman siyang ganun eh.
French exit.
Palagi naman siyang ganun eh.
Ang sabi niya sa akin,
Late dumarating, maagang umalis.
meron siyang ops. Sabi niya sa akin, meron siyang ops doon, kaya kailangan niyang umalis. Pero, ayun, pinabayaan ko lang. So, that was the turning point. Kasi after that, binigyan niya ako ng gig sa Almacen. And then, sa Guild din. Tapos like, eventually, I started getting paid. Tapos parang sabi ko, shit, this was the real thing. Kasi, I'm enjoying my job. I enjoy what I'm doing. At the same time, I'm getting paid. Kahit ba maliit na TF pa lang yun.
Pero it's a bit inaccurate to say na I get paid to party. Hindi.
Hindi yun. Hindi. I get paid to party. Oo, kung promoter ka. Pero, may labor din eh.
Yeah.
Physically taxing ang mag-MC, pre, ha? Like, paano mo i-hype yung crowd without you na, alam mo yun, papakita mo sa kanila na wala kang energy, tatayo ka lang doon, di ba? Kailangan mo rin gumalaw. Kailangan mo silang bit-bitin ng enerhiya mo.
Nasa stage ka kasi.
Mm,
Even if it's just a small venue.
exactly.
Hawak mo yung mic. Ikaw yung, kung host, host ka. Kaya nga siya MC kasi, di ba? It stands for Master of Ceremonies. And hindi yung ceremony kung walang sumusunod sa'yo.
Yes. That's just one thing na gusto ko i-point out. Ang sinabi sa akin ni Mira, ang goal mo as an MC, every night na may party, iba't ibang tables, iba't ibang crowd, ang goal mo is para i-unite yung buong crowd. Para mag-party as one. Yun yung goal mo as an MC. Hindi lang basta mag-throw out ng phrases, ng words.
Yeah, kasi imagine a bar na pinuntahan mo and then there's music playing and everyone's just having their own thing individually. But imagine a place where everyone's tuned into the same thing. Of course, it's not for everyone.
Yes.
Pero kasi kaya ka pumunta sa place na ganun dahil gusto mo yung ganun.
Exactly. Ganun mismo yung format na nangyayari.
Hence, Almacen, Clubhouse, hence those venues.
Yeah, yung Almacen, pre, napakahirap. It's so hard to unite the crowd.
Kasi hindi naman lahat kita ka sa Almacen.
Exactly. Tsaka sa Almacen kasi ang nangyayari doon,
Yung architecture kasi ng Almacen, for everyone watching, it's para siyang studio unit na mahabang-mahaba. Tapos nasa dulo yung booth, tapos sarado yung booth na yun.
Tapos may second
bintana.
floor. May second floor.
May second floor. So yung mga tao sa second floor, yung mga tao na malayo sa booth, technically hindi nila kayo nakikita. As in, if you're the DJ or the MC, hindi nila kayo nakikita. Literal na may sarili kayong kwarto. So how do you perform as a master of ceremonies if the people who are supposedly participating in the ceremony can't even see you, but they can only hear you? So para lang sila nakikinig sa radyo.
Exactly. So most of the time ganun yung nangyayari kasi para sa mga hindi nakakaalam, sa Almacen, there's always 2 time slots usually. Minsan 3.
MC?
No, DJ. So sa opening, nasa baba yung DJ, may booth sa baba. And then sa closing naman or prime time, nasa taas na yung DJ kasi may booth
Paano
din sa taas.
nagta-transition yun?
Hindi ko rin alam, pero like bini-beat match lang nila.
What?
Sobrang wild. Yeah. Pinapakinggan nila, bini-beat match ng susunod na. Nag-uusap sila usually.
Akala ko wild na yung sa face-to-face ng Planet. Ito hindi, man. Magkaibang floors yung dalawang DJs.
Magchat-chat sila, tatanungin ng isa, parang, ready ka na. Si Kuya Lucio, big shoutouts Kuya Lucio, kaya kay Kuya Delta Street. I-chat nila yung DJ sa baba na, ready na ako, last song mo na ba yan? Ganun. Tapos parang, i-beat match nila.
Okay rin na experience yun.
I-beat match nila, tapos hindi mararamdaman ng tao na tayo na nag-transition na from first floor to second floor na yung tumutugtog. Hindi nila mararamdaman.
They're not even in the same place, man.
Tapos ako naman, like, pag last song na yung DJ sa baba, akit na ako, lilipat na ako. Kasi wireless naman yung microphone. Akit ako. I get to go around the place while speaking.
Every venue is unique, man.
Yes, exactly.
Sa Clubhouse, it's a bigger venue. Pero hindi mo magagawa yan.
Kasi sa Clubhouse, there are rules na please stay at the booth as much as possible. Don't go around, don't loiter while holding the mic. You can't give the mic to anyone. Pero sa ibang venues, pwede mong, kanta ka. Parang pag may tao na sobrang hyped up, okay, sige, alam mo yung lyrics ng rap song na to. Sige, kantahin mo. Ma-hype mo yung buong crowd.
Kasi a venue like Almacen is a more intimate crowd.
Yes, sir.
It's more personal. Ang Clubhouse kasi para siyang formal event na, okay, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna party.
Commercial.
Magpa-participate ako sa isang party na malaki.
Exactly.
Pag Almacen, more like, you get more of the poblacion experience. it's not the same as it used to be. Poblacion is not the same as it used to be. Definitely, Prime or Poblacion's heydays are past, but still, andun pa rin yung idea na it's an intimate setting. Kasi yun yung selling point ng Poblacion.
Mismo.
Is that it's an intimate place. Kasi magkakadikit lahat and maliliit lang lahat.
Lahat ng places.
Yeah,
maliliit.
lahat maliliit. And some bars didn't even look like bars. May mga venues doon, I'm not gonna mention na kung alin yun doon. May mga venues doon, aakyat ka ng condo. Aakyat ka ng condo, tapos may isa lang sa inyo na may alam kung nasan doon yung party. Pagbukas mo ng pintuan sa isang random na private na location, there's a DJ there and there's a bar there and it's a real venue. It's not a house, it's a real venue. Pero yung gamit nila, furniture lang na normal na maharap sa mga bahay-bahay. It's really that kind of place before. And you would see people drinking sa streets kasi bibili lang sila sa loob and then they would drink it outside to talk to people. Yun yung prime Poblacion. Or rather, Poblacion's past era. Kasi malin natin baka umangat naman ulit yung Poblacion.
Exactly.
But it's definitely not what it used to be. Pero yung idea na mas personal siya, naiwan siya in some bars in the sense na that's still how they run things inside.
Very intimate.
Individual na siya, but it's still there. Like yun nga, yung sa Almacen.
Like, yun din, napapansin ko siya sa lahat ng bars. Yun nga, sinabi mo na very compact ng mga place. Like, Kampay isn't a big place, pero very intimate. Like, alam mo yun, gets mo yun.
Kasi wala rin kayong choice eh. Kasi maliit eh. Kampay is not small, pero kasi yung hati sa gitna. No,
yes, sir.
Yung hati niya, and the fact na 2 floors siya, pwede rin nilang gawin yun doon, no?
Diba? Pero kasi may separate DJ sila.
Oo nga eh. Hindi, yun nga, pwede nga. Diba?
Hindi,
hindi ko lang alam kung ano magiging point nun, pero pwede.
Ang difference kasi siguro sa Almacen is yung sound system nila isa lang for
oo
taas
nga
and baba.
pala.
Sa Kampay may sariling sound
Kasi
system.
pwedeng sabay may tumutugtog dun
yes,
eh.
sir. Yan.
And they don't do MCs.
Yeah. Siguro sometimes.
Parang wala pa akong nakikita ever.
Noisy Boy, sometimes. He holds the mic there. Well, just like that, shout out sa Kuya Lloyd, Doms.
Escapone.
Yes,
Paul,
all of those guys.
Jiggy.
Lagi silang may microphone and Doms, lagi siyang nag-speak sa mic. Not necessarily MCing.
Yeah,
pero
not
like
necessarily MCing.
Intro,
Host.
outro. Yeah, hosting. Exactly.
Nag-a-announce siya ng guest DJs.
Well, yun lang. Para lang sa kaalaman ng lahat. Hosting and MCing, 2 different things. Kasi sometimes, kapag MC ka, all throughout the night yun eh. You need to build anticipation for the crowd when there's a big drop or kapag mag-echo out yung DJ, tas mag-drop siya ng bangers. Parang, oy, tumingin kayo dito. Can I get your attention? Listen to this shit.
And minsan, minsan, crowds are tougher these days.
Yes.
I would say crowds are tougher these days. Inabot ko yung time na, kasi ito before, pag pupunta ka ng bar, wala ka naman access sa DJ. Malayo yung DJ sa inyo. Kung if people are watching this, kung inabot nyo yung, for example, Dolce and Tomas Morato, or yung G-side used to be Gillies, wala kayong access sa DJ. Malayo siya sa inyo. So, yung idea na mag-request kayo ng song, nagagawa nyo lang yun sa weddings and sa corporate parties. Pero yung nasa club kayo, malayo yung DJ sa inyo. Meaning, wala kayong control sa gagawin ng DJ. Wala kayong influence sa kanya. Wala kayong choice kung di pakinggan at sayawan yung ibibigay sa inyo ng DJ. So, if the DJ shows up and he wants to play techno, you'll dance and listen to techno. Wala kayong choice. Even if you're a pop fan. If you're a drum and bass fan, nagpunta ka ng bar, nag-play ng hip-hop yung DJ, wala kang magagawa. And playing hip-hop and pop in clubs, ngayon lang naman nangyari yun eh.
EDM yung naabutan ko eh.
Yeah, ngayon, yun. EDM, trance, techno, house, yun yung mga maririnig nyo dati. Yung commercial music like hip-hop, R&B, nauso lang yan because of the term open format. Ngayon yun na lang maririnig yun. And it's only because of the intimate venues na nauso nga around the world. And it's because of those venues na maliliit and intimate na mabilis mo kakausapin yung DJ. He's right in front of you.
Pwede kang mag-request.
Pwede kang mag-request. Verbally, pwede kang mag-request. But of course, it's not still widely accepted by everyone.
Yes.
Ako rin personally, hindi ako lagi comfortable tumanggap ng request because I'm setting a mood for the whole room, not just your table, not just for your friend's birthday. kino-consider ko yung buong kwarto. That's what the DJ is thinking all the time. You have to
Exactly.
consider. Kaya pag magre-request ka sa DJ, isipin mo rin yung mood mo ibang tao. What if nag-enjoy na silang lahat sa 90s R&B and then bigla kang nag-request ng Katy Perry? Ang layo ng itatalon nyo.
Parang yung sinabi ni Mike kanina sa interview mo sa kanya. Like,
Technically, episode 2 yun. So, hindi pa nangyayari yun.
okay. Yung sasabihin ni Mike sa susunod na
Okay.
episode niya, na para bang nagkaroon siya ng instance na the crowd is enjoying the genre, pero gusto papalitan ng certain group of people.
Right.
Like, recently lang, nung, what day is it today? Sunday, nung Friday, I had a gig sa Brooklyn Social, sa Pop-Up. And then, there was
Shout out to
this-
Jeremy.
Yeah, shout out to Jeremy, shout out to Pop-Up Brooklyn, shout out Serious Slack for giving me DJ gigs. May nag-request sa akin ng Rich Baby Daddy and it was around 10 p.m. Medyo marami naman ng crowd. Pero like, alam mo yun, mababa pa kasi yung BPM ko nun. Kasi technically, inaangat ko pa lang unti-unti.
At
Sabi
walang
ko-
MC dun.
Sabi ko, wait lang. Play natin mamaya. Sabi ko, sige. Umuha lang ako, nag-request sila Rich Baby Daddy. Pero like, alam mo yun, may mga request kasi na hit or miss eh. Parang, okay, sige, malapit yung BPM
Kasi
na yan.
if you play the request,
And then yung energy level, di ba?
tapos
Parang,
nag-drop yung energy, hindi kasalanan nung nag-request yun eh. It's on you kasi pinlay mo eh.
exactly.
But at the same time, ni-request eh.
Mm.
So, tip, just trust your DJs.
Yes, sir. Alam nila yung ginagawa nila.
May mga DJ talaga na bano. Totoo yun, men.
Exactly.
Lahat naman ng trabaho may bano eh.
Mm.
But
Yung-
still, trust them. Kasi, kung bano na nga siya, ginulo mo pa siya, mas lalo siya mahirapan. But also, there's also this idea na if you're the DJ and may nag-request sa'yo, you can also try to think about it in a way na maybe it's so that I can play better music because maybe they're not enjoying. But at the same time, baka kasi yung DJ na yun, piniplay niya yung ganung type of music because yun yung culture sa bar na yun. And if you don't like the music that you arrive to, maybe you're in the wrong place. Kasi ang napansin ko recently sa mga club goers ay pupunta sila sa club and ang mindset nila ay kailangan akong pasayahin ng DJ. Whereas there's an age bracket that exists na ang mindset nila or namin siguro ay I will go to the club that I know plays the music I like. Because you won't go to a David Guetta set tas mag-expect ka ng Beanie.
Exactly.
Diba?
Kaya nga, may certain niche sa mga clubs, di ba? Like, ako, sinasabi ko to sa lahat ng people na nagtatanong sa akin na, saan ka usually pumaparty? Kasi, magkaiba sa akin yung party, personal party na pinupuntahan ko.
Oh yeah, iba yung work.
Oo, sa work. Like, ako,
Ako din, I don't party where I work.
yeah, regular MC ako sa Clubhouse. Regular MC ako sa Almacen and all other venues. Pero, ang preference ko, kapag tinatanong ako ng mga tao kung saan ako nagiinom, saan yung magandang music, saan yung magandang vibe, my go-to
Kampay.
place is Kampay.
Yeah.
Sobrang goated sa akin ng Kampay.
Shout out to Sky
Yeah.
and everyone else.
Nino, everyone sa Kampay, everyone na bumubuo ng Kampay. Sobrang goated ng vibes doon.
And isa yung Kampay sa mga matagal lang nasa poblasyon.
Yeah, I discovered Kampay way back 2022. Like after I graduated. Birthday ko yun, if I remember. It was my birthday year 2022. First time ko sa Kampay. Tapos,
Ang naaalala kong inabutan ko dun yung mga Wild Poppy. Wala pa yung Kampay nun eh. But since Kampay arrived, Kampay has been one of the mainstays there. Yung hindi nagbago. Kasi for example, the current boat hole, dating HQ yun. Yun yung dating lokal. So kumbaga, ang bilis magbago ng mga bagay. But Kampay stayed this stable throughout those phases.
Yes, sir. Kaya, first time I went there, yun yung time na I pulled out my phone like, shit, I don't know what song is playing, but I like to add it to my playlist. So, Shazam. So, parang every time I go there, Shazam. So, parang, dati ko pag gusto maging DJ, like bata pa ako, way back 4th year, 3rd year high school. Tapos, yun nga, EDM yun eh, way back 2015, 16.
Mga ano yan, mga...
Tomorrowland.
ayan, Tomorrowland.
Ultra Tomorrowland.
Close Up Forever.
Yes! Forever Summer, I attended that, the last one. And then, unang Hydro Manila. Ang influence ko talaga is EDM, like sila Alesso, Martin Garrix, yan.
Swedish House.
Yan, sila Mark Marasigan.
Axwell,
Kuya Mark. Shoutouts Kuya
Sebastian
Mark.
Ingrosso.
Yan, sila. Pero like, yun, college happened. Tapos parang I kind of lost the interest in being a
Ano yan?
musician.
Tumblr core.
Yes. Mismo. I kind of lost interest in being a musician because college happened.
Kasi EDM is not a music that you can... It's not accessible.
Mhm.
In the sense na, oh, I'm gonna be an EDM DJ. I'm gonna be an EDM producer.
Yes, sir.
Unlike other people na, magbabanda ako. Magda-drums ako, magigitara ako. Just buy the guitar.
Exactly. Yung nung ginusto ko maging DJ, hindi pa accessible lahat
Hindi pa.
ng gamit.
Hindi pa.
Hindi katulad ngayon na gusto mo
Pero
maging
nung
DJ.
time na yun, meron ng controllers.
Yes, may
Nakakita na ako
controllers
ng
na.
mga laptop with controllers nun. Eh.
Newmark.
Pero, there was not enough information going around as
Yes,
to
sir.
how to become one.
Exactly. Manonood
You
ka
have to
ng-
know someone.
Oh, yun mismo. Ngayon kasi pwede ka nang mag-YouTube eh. Lahat
Pwede
eh.
na ako. Self-taught ako eh.
Yes, ako rin.
Self-taught ako. Nag-formal training ako, probably never. Pero,
Well, there's sessions sa college. Pwede
Yeah,
ka mag-enroll
yeah,
doon.
yeah.
Pero ako never. Natuto lang din ako sa friends. Like, simple skills, beat matching, song selection, genres, ganun. Paano mag-mix. It's parang,
shout out to our friends at Session. Sila Arden, everyone out there.
yeah,
Michiko.
Ate Francie. Parang, yun. Siguro after college, nung na-discover ko ulit yung Kampay, na nabuhay ulit sa akin yung parang, I want to be in this scene again. That's why I kept partying again. Kasi parang nung senior high ako, tas high school, parang hindi pa ako legal age nun. May mga napupuntahan naman ako. Like, bad decisions. I've been to bad
Oh
decisions.
my God.
Napakabata ako pa noon. Fake IDs.
2013.
Yeah. Tapos,
Black market days.
yeah,
Buhay pa
exactly.
rin yun ngayon kung hindi nangyari yung lockdown. Sure
Ayun
ako
nga.
dun.
Ayun, kaya nga rin ako nagkaroon ng chance ulit para i-revisit yung mga passion ko sa music. It's because nagkaroon ng lockdown, nagkaroon ako ng extra time kasi hindi ganun kabigat yung...
Extra money.
Yeah, hindi ganun kabigat yung college eh. Tapos parang natapos ko yung college within 4 years. I graduated. Yun lang naman yung gusto ng mom ko eh, gumraduate ka. They never forced me to take the board exam, which is, alam mo yun, para kasi sa akin, like, okay, natapos ko na yung gusto nyo. Can I do my thing now? Wala namang problema yung mom ko kasi nakikita niyang masaya ako ngayon. Siguro dati, may problem. I wanted to pursue, music in college. O kaya, SDA, Digital Arts, Advertising. Pero, hindi kasi nakikita ng traditional Filipino family na, alam mo yun, walang pera dyan. Hindi na nakikita.
Oh my God.
Iba na yung panahon ngayon.
Advertising ako before. Totoo yun. Walang pera dun.
Yeah. Iba na yung ngayon eh. Parang ngayon, like, recent post from Melvin Dave. There's a shift in the creative
Yeah,
industry.
shout out to Melvin.
Yeah.
Si
There's a
Mr.
shift.
Dubai.
There's a shift in the creative industry na sabi niya na corporations, nare-recognize na nila sino yung mga totoong creatives versus sa mga agencies na marunong lang gumawa nito. Sino yung may talent.
Actually, ngayon nga, a lot of the corporations these days are skipping the agency. They go straight to the creatives.
Exactly. Shoutouts Milen. Milen, isa sa mga pinakamalakas na creative ngayon. Len, Dave, all of those guys.
Film by Len.
Film by Len. Shoutouts Len. Sky, Iggy, yan. Lahat sila magaling. Ayun. Tapos, yeah. Anyway, going
So,
back. Okay.
Kasi you're not gonna be an MC forever.
Of course naman.
Diba?
There's a limit to everything.
We don't know kailan yung matatapos. But anong tingin mong next?
Right now, I'm still known. Mas kilala pa ako na MC Aki kesa sa pagdi-DJ.
Aki Radical.
Yep. Pero, first thing naman kasi talaga na gusto kong gawin ever since. Like, since I was still young. Yun nga, sabi ko sa'yo, yung intro ko sa party culture, sa EDM music. I wanted to DJ. Pero yun nga, hindi siya accessible sa batang tulad ko.
Kasi before,
I was broke, bro.
parang panonoorin mo yung DJ.
Yeah.
Parang may sarili kasi siyang mundo.
Mhm.
Kasi nung time na bata ako, nung una akong nakakakita nung may nagko-controller na, or maybe I wasn't that young, but nung una akong nag-start makakita nung may controller, high school ako meron naman na nun. Kaya lang, parang, it was still a bit, parang yung layers, ang daming layers na kailangan mong daanan.
Bago ka maging DJ talaga.
Or bago ko makahawak nung
No mismong, yung mismong
equipment.
thing. Yeah,
And dati
equipment.
wala pang ibang brand na ako nakita kundi Numark.
Bro, I started with virtual DJ sa laptop. Isipin mo yun, meron na ako ng splitter cable for earphones
Pero
and
the
speaker.
idea na may virtual DJ, may controllers na nun eh.
Oo, pero yun nga, wala
Numark.
akong access sa controllers. Kasi like,
And access to knowledge.
tsaka access to getting gigs. You're young, di ba? Unless na lang may relative ka or close family friend na nasa bar, nasa nightlife industry na, gusto mag-DJ, bigyan ka to ng gigs. Walang ganun dati eh. Ngayon kasi like, mga friends, siguro like, half of my friends right now, mga DJs, promoters, nightlife, ganun. Madali na lang makakuha ng gigs ngayon as compared to 2016, 15. I don't know, I'm not sure. Baka bata lang ako noon nung time na yun. Bata and broke. Baka nga. Pero yun nga, feel ko everything fell into place right now for me.
Saan ka mas masaya? Saan MC or sa DJ?
Well, ang hirap ng tanong na yan To be honest, ang sarap kasi ng feeling na, alam mo yung feeling na kapag nasa inuman kayo, intimate na inuman lang. Tapos,
Yung mga intimate na inuman sa condo mo ba yan?
Hindi. Intimate na inuman ng mga magkakaibigan.
Akala ko intimate inuman na dalawa lang kayo sa condo nila
Hindi. Mali ba sa rooftop ni Luis, yan. For example.
Sa rooftop ni Bracket Side?
Yeah.
Secret location.
Yep. This is the location, by the way. Anyway, yun nga.
Secret location, but it's not like anyone cares.
And then, nagkaroon kayo ng mga inuman ng college friends mo, di ba? Tapos, or high school friends na naka-Bluetooth speaker. Kasi ikaw yung nagpapatugtog.
Ay, oo.
Yung feeling na,
nagugustuhan nila yung piniplay
like,
mo. Ano title niyan?
The fuck, sino yung nagpapatugtog? Ganda niyan
Ganda ng playlist mo
Oo, ganun. Ganun yung mismong feeling kapag nagdi-DJ ka tapos nag-drop ka ng bangers, kumagat yung crowd. Yun yung, sobrang hindi ko kayang i-explain. Yun yung, this what I live
Ganyan
for,
din yung childhood ko eh. Hindi ko lang siya na-connect agad na pwede pa lang yun na lang yung gawin ko talaga as a job.
Di ba?
Matagal bago ko na-connect. Pero nag-enjoy ako dati na ako yung may hawak talaga ng aux cord.
Di ba? And siguro, yun nga, hindi ko naman ginusto na MC. Wala naman kasi
And
talaga.
yung idea, di ba, na pakinggan nyo tong kantan to.
Oo, ganun, di ba? Parang, hindi nyo to alam, magugulatin ko kayo. Ganun, di ba?
Oo, dati pa nga kapag nagustuhan nila, hindi mo bibigay yung title agad eh.
Kaya nga si Mike, pinag-usapan namin yun ni Mike. Hugo. Beats by Hugo. Shoutouts, next episode. Pinag-usapan namin yan. Sabi ko, ba't lagi ka nagki-crate dig? Ba't gigil na gigil ka? Nakita ko yung folder niya sa record box. 14K tracks.
Analyze lahat.
Hindi, ang gulo, ang kalat. Hindi mo gugustuhin makipag back-to-back sa kanya tapos gamit niyo yung laptop niya.
Nakita ko yung ano niya, nung B2B nila ni Jerome Abaloy.
Oo, yun, nandun ako nun.
Nakita ko. Yeah.
Si Jerome.
Daming underscore.
Hirap na hirap si Jerome kasi hindi siya makahanap ng tracks kasi yung mga title, pati yung artist.
Yung file name.
Yung file name, exactly. Napakahirap. So parang, what was I saying? Parang, nawala ako. Anyway.
Shout out to J-Dope again.
Ayun. Ang hirap nga kapag ganun. Yun, si Picar, bakit lagi siyang nag-create dig? Kasi, every time he wants to go out there and play, gusto niya, there's a new sound. Personal sound na, ito yung tunog ko eh. Paparinig ko, isi-share ko sa inyo. Tapos, alam mo to, as a DJ, alam mo yung feeling na, bro, ano yung track ID niyan? Baka pwede mahingi. Iba yung feeling na yun eh. Like,
hindi ko lang alam these days. Kasi these days, ang nangyayari, pag hinihingi yung track ID sa akin, parang, you wanna play it because you saw na it's sold. You wanna play the same song I played kasi nakita mo, na-hype yung mga tao. But is it you?
Oh, is it your personal flavor?
Yeah. Identity mo ba yun? If it is, go ahead. But if you're just gonna play it for the sake of, nakuha niyo yung reaction na yan sa crowd na to, makukuha ka rin yung reaction na yan sa crowd na pupatutugtugan ko next week. It might not be the same. And it might not be you. So, I think DJs have to, especially the younger ones, they have to remember na ang main yung trabaho ay mag-introduce ng tunog at ng records sa mga tao. Kaya nga siya tinawag na crate digging. Because when DJing became an art form, DJs would literally dig crates. Naghanap sila ng mga bagong records, pakikinggan nila yon, pag maganda, bibili nila. They have to buy 2 para ma-juggle nila.
I remember as a rookie, tinanong kita, bakit crate dig yung tawag? Tapos yan,
Yeah.
in-explain mo sa akin yan.
Kaya sa Serato, it's called crates.
Yes, sir.
Walang folders. Ang folders sa record box na yun, digital age na yun. Kaya sa Serato, crates siya. Kasi crates box yung icon. Kasi crate talaga siya. Box siya ng mga vinyl na nakatayo. So, literally, you're sifting through vinyl records. And kapag nakahanap ka ng bago doon na maganda, yun yung play mo at your next party and the people will like it. And that's how music became popular back in the day, if the DJs played it. And before, ang ginagawa ng mga rappers or ng mga artists in general, binibigyan nila yung record nila sa mga DJ. And it became such a big practice na binabayaran na yung DJs. Play my record, here's $1,000. And 8-Track even has stories of this. Even the Magnificent DJ Jazzy Jeff also has stories of this. And so it became that because there was a time, or it should be, na ang bago mong music na pinakikinggan, nanggagaling talaga dapat sa DJ. The radio will just play music you already know. But if you want something new, you have to listen to the DJ.
Mhm.
Because the DJ, you have to assume na ang ginawa na ng DJ yung trabahong ayaw mong gawin. Which is to sift through music. Kumbaga, if you listen to this DJ, meaning, itong DJ na to, si DJ whatever, DJ Bob. I like DJ Bob kasi I like his music. Meaning, you like his song selection. At the core of it, yun eh. And yung whole technical aspect naman of mixing, mashups, edits, ngayon na lang yun.
Mhm.
So, ang dahilan mo talaga kung bakit mo sinusundan yung DJ na yun ay yung curation niya at yung community building niya.
Yeah, I mean like, skill, talent, lahat yan.
And it's a forgotten art.
Lahat nung, exactly, para sa akin isa sa mga, what do you call this? Isa sa mga tinitignan ko, paano ko malalaman kung gusto ko yung DJ, is through his song selection. Shoutouts Polo Dino. Big fan ako ni Polo kasi lagi siyang nag-i-introduce ng bagong sound. Yun yung mga sinusundan kong DJ. Like, alam mo yun, hindi ko alam yung kantang to, pero sobrang bop. Like, never ko tong hahanapin, never ko tong mahahanap. Pero dahil pinlay niya, nahanap ko siya. Like yung technicalities, yun nga, sinabi mo, mixing. Lahat yun ngayon na lang yun eh. Lahat yun natututunan. Kahit
I
sino.
mean, okay, when the Grandmaster Flash started the whole DJing na, like, siya kasi nagsimula nung nilulup yung 16 bars, pabalik-balik siyang ganun. I-rewind niya, play, lipat sa kabila, rewind, play. And then, ang nagpe-play lang dun, yung boom bap beat ng isang record of, probably it was a disco beat. Yun yung break ng record na yun. And ang tawag nila dun sa chorus and sa verse ay whack part. So, ang ginagawa before is, hahanapin nila yung break dun. It's just a boom bap beat, as in down, up lang siya. So, i-endless loop nila yun. And then, mag-rap yung MC over that. Tapos siya ngayon yung magpapaparty sa mga tao, papawave niya ng mga kami, ng mga ganun.
This is new to me,
Yun yung origin ng MC. It started with the Grandmaster Flash.
Damn.
And buhay pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. He's still doing the same thing. And, for example, the reason na if you go to Record Box, pag nag-Q points kayo doon, usually 8 yun, iba-iba yung kulay nun. It's because yung cue points ng vinyl before ay crayon. And kinukulayan yun na iba-ibang kulay. Ang alam lagi ng, okay, yung DJ na, every DJ did it different. Like, okay, the red part is always the chorus for every record I have. The green part is always the break. And this is where I should mix out. Ganun siya.
So for everyone watching, para sa akin, ngayon ko lang din to nalaman. Well, wala akong alam sa history ng DJing. Like, wala. It's just a vibe, no? Gusto ko lang gawin kasi parang sobrang cool niya gawin eh. Tapos parang nag-enjoy din ako at the same time.
Pero important din kasi yung appreciation for the history.
Yes.
Kasi ang dami ng parts ng
Lost
DJing na nawawala na. And it has negative effects. For example, nakakita ako ng isang random TikToker. Tinuturuan niya yung girlfriend niya mag-beat match. And ang sabi niya, tingnan mo yung unang lane niya to. Doon pa lang nagkamali na siya because tinuturuan niya yung girlfriend niya mag-beat match using her eyes.
Not her ears.
Not her ears. And yes, you can. Mabubuhay ka naman. Let's be real, mabubuhay ka naman. People don't,
Pero kasi yung fundamentals.
yung fundamentals, parang sa basketball, tinuruan ka niya dumakdak agad. Hindi ka pa niya tinuturuan mag-dribble. Tinuruan ka niya,
Exactly.
alam mo yun. And you can probably keep dunking every game, but only while your physical body can. Paano pag nawala na yun? Doon ka palang matututong lumayap, doon ka palang matututong pumasa ng bola. It's too late, buddy. And I think one of the reasons why I created this podcast is because I wanted to have a voice in that narrative na a lot of people are learning DJing and they're skipping the process. And ang for me, DJing is like any major or any major subject in class. May curriculum dapat yun at kasama sa curriculum ang history and appreciation. Because hindi mo maintindihan kung bakit ginagawa yung mga bagay na a certain way ngayon kung hindi mo alam kung saan siya galing. Like yung cue points.
Exactly.
Or yung origin ng boom bap hip hop. Ang boom bap hip hop, which is like yung mga tunog niyan, yung mga 1096 gang, yung mga lumang Tupac. Like lumang Tupac as in yung mga naunang Tupac. Yung origins nun ay, kaya yung beat niya ay steady lang the whole time at halos hindi nagbabago yung groove niya because galing yun sa disco record na pinaulit-ulit yung ganun. Tinanggal nila yung part na may kumakanta.
Mhm.
And dun din nanggaling yung idea ng sampling. Na ginagawa pa rin ngayon, pero karamihan ng mga DJ or producer ngayon, siniskip nila yung dahilan kung bakit mayroong idea ng sampling. It's because of the vinyl era. Because before, a DJ cannot produce his own sounds. So, kailangan niya ng vinyl record. So, alam mo yun, like, this is something that frustrates me na hindi na alam ng mga bagong DJs ngayon, especially the teenagers.
I just wanna add something doon. Kasi one time, nag-uusap kami ni Mike.
Mike Picar.
Yeah, Mike Picar. About genres. Kasi si Mike kasi legit status siya eh. Sumasayaw siya.
Right.
Ka-group niya yung sister mo,
Yeah.
if I'm correct. Yeah. Tapos parang, we were down in LU, debut gig ko yun. Pinag-uusapan namin. Doon ko lang na-realize na sobrang lalim pala niya when it comes to music. Doon lang kami nagkaroon ng time para makilala yung isa't isa talaga. Tapos parang, binigyan niya ako ng history kung ba't ganito yung tunog ng baile, ba't ganito yung tunog ng UKG and stuff. Kasi sumasayaw siya. Pero may mga certain dance moves sa Afrobeats, sa Amapiano na ganito. Kasi sinasayaw siya eh.
Yeah.
Music siya, sinasayaw siya.
Yung,
Kaya-
for example, may music na ganun, like Afrobeats. Afrobeats was created to make people dance.
May history sila. Like, may history yung gantong dance moves, yung steps, yung certain beats na naririnig mo, certain rhythm na naririnig mo per genre. May history din siya. Kaya hindi mo lang pwedeng bastang tawagin na, alam mo yun, baile to, tas iba yung tunog niya. Kaya may certain sound per genre. Yun, in-explain sa akin siya ni Mike. So, parang,
For
So,
example,
siya-
yung mga chant sa baile.
yeah, gusto ko
May-
lang siya i-relate dun sa part na sinabi mo na parang, yun yung fundamentals kung ba't nandito tayo ngayon, kung ba't sobrang creative na ng mga sounds na naririnig natin ngayon.
And the new DJs don't take the time to
Hindi
learn those
nawawala
things.
yun. Hindi nawawala yung fundamentals.
And trabaho ng DJ yun. Kasi for me, actually, hindi lang for me, I think it's, or rather it should be, because DJs are journalists of music. If we won't keep playing the records, mawawala yung song na yun in history. Sino ba yung mga tao nagpapatakbo ng radio stations? DJs, bro. So, trabaho ng DJ, buhayin yung certain track na yun, ibalik yung mga namatay na. Because we're journalists, we can't let history die. For example, Michael Jackson songs.
Mhm.
As time passes, nagiging bihira na siya.
Oo, exactly.
Medyo nagiging cheesy na nga siya eh. Pero paano natin mapapakita sa mga bata ngayon, this is the king of pop. Many of the pop songs we have now, wala si Michael Jackson. And
Malaki influence yun sa music. Bruno Mars.
Highly
Highly influenced by Michael Jackson.
Chris Brown. And ito pa isa, is like a lot of music is rooted in rebellion. It's rooted in, mali yung rebellion, in protest.
Mhm.
Hip-hop is
Hip-hop,
protest.
yeah.
Jazz is protest. Some people say even disco is protest. And are we gonna play these songs without the knowledge of that, that's a disservice to the people who created the genre, who created this. Yung sinasayawan natin ngayon ng mga rich baby daddy, wala yun lahat kung hindi nangyari yung protest music in the 60s, 70s, 80s. We owe a lot of the music we have now to the people who struggled to create it before. And so I'm not romanticizing it. I'm not saying that it has to be deeper than what it is. Like, alam ko naman nagpunta ka lang sa club para magsayaw. But, alam mo yun, isipin mo may kumain ng... Kung merong dish yung lola mo na, yung dish niya na yun, sikat yun sa family nyo. Yung sinigang niya, na nilalagyan niya ng bawang, tapos mas masarap pala siya dahil nilalagyan ng bawang. Paano kung ginaya yun ng ibang tao, tapos pinagtripan na nila, dinisrespect na nila? Hindi nyo ma-appreciate yun, di ba? Pero, okay lang ba yung ginagawa nila? Yeah, they're putting their own twist to it.
Yes, sir.
Na nag-enjoy sila. But,
wala namang problema doon.
it would be a little more respectful if they knew why they get to do what they do. It's because you started the trend na,
Yes,
yung
sir.
sinigang, hindi lang gulay at baboy ang pwede dyan. Pwede rin hipon, di ba? O, ginagawa yun. It's the same with DJing. It's the same with music. And I really hope hindi ko alam ilan yung makakanood dito. Baka isang tao lang. Baka tayo lang din.
Shoutouts.
Kung merong
Whoever
makakanood dito na
it
hindi
is.
natin kilala,
Whoever you are.
for any rising or nag-iisip ka pala maging DJ, please learn it the right way. Don't skip the process. Hindi mo kailangan matutong mag-scratch ng malupit, pero learn why scratching exists.
Parang there's no one way to do it.
There's no one way to do it. Minsan
Pero-
nga pwede ka magsimula sa gitna eh.
Yeah, there's no one way to doing things.
Minsan
Pero
nga,
siguro,
gig na agad eh.
The reason din siguro, a part of the reason why he and us created this is para i-showcase nga yung different process that DJs go through. Kung paano sila naging DJ, ano yung una mo natutunan, di ba? Parang, kasi there's no one way to do it. Pero yun nga, gusto rin namin magbigay ng awareness na these are the right things that you must do.
And why do I do things this way?
Yes, sir.
Because it's in my DNA. That's all the time we have tonight. Thank you for watching the pilot episode of It's in My DNA.
Yes, sir. Once again, big shoutouts to my team, OTM, Clubhouse, Almacen, mga nagbibigay sa akin ng regular gigs. And we are packed for, I don't know, I'm still open for September. If you want any more gigs from me, hit me up, Corey De Castro at IG. Yun lang.
Okay, that's what's up. Gutom na kami. Punta na kami sa Che.
Bye.
Sana-
Chicken House Express, let's fucking go.
Shout out to Chicken
Baka
House
naman,
Express.
Che.
Sana makasalubong namin doon sila Mark
Sky.
or sila Abaloyan.
Kung sino man nandun ngayon
Kung sino man
Sunday.
nandun ngayon.
Yes, sir.
It's a Sunday night, so it's probably packed. So once again, this is yours truly. Your
I'll be
host.
back. I'll definitely back for more personal stories. Pero yun nga. That's all the time that we have for today. Peace.
Once again, this is your host, Sirius Lang, presenting It's in My DNA, co-presented by and co-produced by The Racket Side by On The Menu.
OTM.
Salamat, Mr. Aki Radical.